Whoops. Alright, Doodle, did you already do my bags and stuff for me?
Yes, I did.
YouareTheBomb.com.
Hello and welcome to Do's and Tamriel episode 5. We are back in the live server, and I am Scarydrew, and here with me is Scarydoo.
Hello. If
And-
I was still talking during you saying hello and welcome to Do's and Tamriel, it's because I wasn't prepared, sorry.
That's alright. I will be sure not to cut that out. And as I said, we're back in the live server, although we will be talking today about the Crown Store, which did go unlocked on the PTS yesterday, and I had a chance to get in there and check it out, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But for now, we are going to continue our journey through Stonefalls as we try to figure out how to bind the demon Balreth that you may remember before we summoned him to help against the Daggerfall Covenant attack on Davin's Watch, and then lost control of him, and now we have to find a way to rebind him. And we came over here, which this area is Othrenis, and we spoke to the spirit of Mavos, who was the one who originally had bound Balreth, so he is the only person who knows how to bind Balreth again. And we went ahead and talked to him. He had us gather a couple of items for him, and then we were able to enter his memories and see how he had bound Balreth, and that was in fact by summoning two other demons, some flame Atronachs, and we can use those flame Atronachs to bind Balreth, but now we have just left his memory and rediscovered how to bind him, and we're going to go ahead and continue from there.
Hilariously, my memory has left me. I don't ever remember shit when we start over, so I'm like, okay, new quests.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
Let's start moving.
That's the whole point of the show, is that I'm kind of the play-by-play guy, and
I'm kind of the asshole.
Yeah, Do is not the asshole, but the color commentator, if you will. So we're going to go ahead and talk to this Argonian here, Onuja.
It's true.
Who is a coward, apparently.
Here,
Oh, I love this guy. I remember him. He was adorable.
Did you learn how to bind
Yes,
Balreth?
we did learn how to bind
Ash
Balreth.
Mountain. Go north to the mountainside. Garin Indoril.
You're
Garin
kind
and-
of... Oh, I'm sorry, what?
No, I was just saying Garin Indoril.
I was gonna say you're kind of the Golden State Warriors of the show, and I'm kind of the Sacramento Kings.
I wouldn't go that far.
All right,
so
let's
we
move.
have to find
You're
Garin
still...
and figure out what he learned. So let's go ahead and do that. There's another quest over here, but we're really just going to, in this show, cover the main stories of each area. And if we ever get to the end, which I believe is in the Rift, is the last zone, we're going to save the main story quests with the Prophet and the... Molag Bal. Oh my god, I couldn't remember the main villain's name. Molag Bal quest line at the very end. We'll save it and do it all in one storyline go, which is actually, that's something that I've wanted to see them do, and I had mentioned it on the forums, which was a terrible idea, because that is about the worst place to go for anything, because no matter how polite or nice or friendly or how good of a suggestion you have, you get nothing but responses of very harsh words and people calling you an idiot and things like that. But
Anger at gaming forums.
I know, what a surprise, huh? And what I've wanted to see them do in this game is make the main storyline quests replayable, because I love the main storyline quest. I only have done it once, because I only have one max level character, and I'm getting attacked.
Yeah,
so I'll
let's
go
do
ahead and
it.
take care of that. And, it seems like such a good story should not be limited to once per playthrough, which takes, hundreds of hours or however long. I mean, even if you grind a character up by speed leveling, it still takes a very long time. And I think that they are, it's such an awesome storyline that I would love to see them make it a replayable storyline. I suggested that it doesn't even have to be level scaling. It could just be at its original level. It doesn't have to give any rewards or anything like that, just so that you could experience it again, because it is such a great storyline. But we'll see if they ever get that suggestion and do anything with it. It would be really cool if they made the main storyline replayable at a scaling level with new rewards. But I think a lot of people feel like that would be a waste of resources for them to develop something like that when there's more important things that need to be in the game.
I just can't really wrap my head around you making the point that we might eventually get to the end of it.
Well, that's the idea. Play through the whole Ebonheart Pact storyline, the main storylines for each area.
But then what's the show gonna be about?
Well, then...
You're telling me I have to quit?
Well, first of all, that's going to take a long time to get through that. And then after that, you unlock the Daggerfall Covenant and then the Aldmeri Dominion, and those have their own main storylines as well.
Plus, I'm sure they'll bring we'll do episodes on lots of cool new content as it happens.
Before we ever get to that point, they will be releasing the new areas that they've talked about, Orsamar, which I believe they've renamed to something else at this point, and there's another one. Yeah, we can't save you all. I'm sorry, we're doing main storyline.
Mouse is stuck, keyboard is stuck, character is stuck. I'm running hilariously. There we go.
Okay, I'll wait for you.
Yeah, that was weird.
These new areas, one of them is the Orc Homeland, and the other one that they talked about was, I forget the name of it as well, but it was Argonian land, kind of south of Blackmarsh, and they've said that those will be scalable zones. They will, your level will scale. And so we're able to, once those are released, and like I said, those will be released long before we need new quest chains to do anything like that.
Well, yeah, we're slow. I'm slow.
We'll be able to...
And you sometimes stand still when you talk, so it makes everything take longer.
Well, I'm not doing that this time.
No,
so
you're doing great.
I've improved.
I didn't mean to imply that you're not doing better. I definitely see improvement.
And so once those are released, we can actually take a minute or two to go in there and actually run through those storylines.
Light armor,
regardless of what level we are. Which kind of brings me to one of the points of the Crown Store. Well, let's start from the beginning of the Crown Store. I love the Crown Store. I know you had a chance to see a little bit of it when I was on the PTS yesterday. What were your thoughts on the pets and the mounts and things like that?
I didn't see very much. I loved seeing the pets. They were awesome. I mean, I can't not get excited about a cat that looks like Sissy, and kind of. And
you know what? I'm so sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
I had
I
had the wrong quest selected, so we went all the way over here for nothing. I'm very sorry, but we can hit the Way Shrine and get back to where we were.
We're professionals. Well, that's kind of, I was just gonna say a quick comment on my fear of ever finishing is we don't really want to disappoint our one fan, so
I'll
travel to you.
Yeah, you're gonna have to travel to me because I think you don't have this Way Shrine unlocked. Oh yeah, you do.
Well, whatever, I'll still travel to you because I suck at maps.
You know what really sucks is we ran all that way and the next quest was actually right next to us, so...
Oh, for fuck's sake. Just kidding. But anyway, also, I liked the Panther. I liked all the Gwar stuff, and I'm pretty pissed at you. Right now, you might be sleeping on the couch because you haven't made a single Gwar joke yet, and you've been making Gwar puns all over Twitter, and I've been enjoying them very much.
My Gwar jokes are Gwarsome.
I don't think you've used that one yet.
No, I haven't. I just came up with that on the fly. That's original right there.
I'm so proud of you. You
know what?
I'm
actually,
so glad you're my boyfriend.
what spawned all of this was that on the ESO live stream last week, which featured Deltia of DeltiasGaming.com. And
who's better than us?
Yeah, he's the man
better than everyone.
ESO. I think at this point, Atropos is the founder of Tamriel Foundry, which is like the #1 spot to go for Elder Scrolls lore, information, builds, everything you can think of Elder Scrolls related. So he's the man for the Elder Scrolls series, but I think Deltia has kind of taken the throne as the main guy for Elder Scrolls Online. His guides are amazing. He does a lot of work on the game. He does a lot of streaming. I think today they were doing a giveaway of a Deltia's Gaming shirt, and I saw a post on Twitter that said they were up to 200 viewers on their Twitch stream today, and I thought that was fantastic.
That is really good. I really wish you hadn't gone into the one guy being dethroned, because now we're gonna have like Elder Scrolls.
Well, he's not dethroned. He's still the man.
Ah, you cut me off right when I was going to say Elder Scrolls Gate. Come on.
Elder Scrolls Gate. I'm sorry.
It's okay. That was the point of that. I'm not worried about it. I agree that the dude is pretty cool.
Okay, so he's saying that these flame Atronachs stood watch over Ash Mountain for centuries, so all we need to do is grab their attention again, kill Daedra, take their hearts. He makes it sound like, oh, you know, it's no big deal. All we got to do is kill a bunch of Daedra, take their hearts, then burn them at the ruin altars, and that should draw them out. Well, that's awesome. Walks and Ash is waiting for us at the top. We will get started.
I'm hidden, and I didn't even know it.
So, the ESO live stream, they were featuring some player art, like, you know, players that draw pictures or whatever, and do really awesome artwork based on the Elder Scrolls Online. And one of the ones that they featured was from a guy who names himself, his handle, if you will, is the Gwartist. And they were getting a kick out of that, and ever since then I've been making Gwar puns.
So someone else made a Gwar pun.
Yes.
But I still like yours.
And that's what spawned me to start doing them myself, because, like I said, his username was the Gwartist, and I loved that.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to name names because I know we have a coworker being super supportive and listening to episodes, but another coworker who I don't talk to very much, who's very nice, who hasn't texted me since Happy New Year's, just texted me that they made dinosaur chicken nuggets with a photo, and I just really don't know why, so I think that's really funny. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got really distracted with my phone, but it was because I was like, dinosaur chicken nuggets?
That's awesome. Okay,
it's like not a thing we've talked about.
So back to the Crown Store.
Yeah, since that was irrelevant to the game, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. We talk about a lot of stuff irrelevant to the game, like Battlefield Hardline that I was playing earlier, and I kind of like it, but I was getting my ass kicked, and that's.
Oh yeah, I didn't get to hear what you thought about it.
Yeah, it's good. I like they have a couple of new features of. What do they call them? Game modes or whatever, where you actually rob a bank. You know, before it was just the standard, same as Call of Duty, where you have where you can go plant the bomb, or there's different game types where it's like capture the flag, you know, different things like that or whatever. But this was actually a bank heist, and I thought that was
awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. There's the criminals, and then there's the cops, and then. You know, as the criminal, you have to bust into the bank, you have to bust open the safe door and everything, and then you got to grab the package, and then you got to take it to the escape zone where there's a helicopter waiting or whatever. So that was pretty cool.
So it's a little bit Counter-Strike-y?
Yeah, well, it's Counter-Strike is basically just the bomb diffuser.
Yeah,
they don't have different add-ons and stuff, or mods that people will do, but... yeah, I liked it. I was getting my ass kicked, so I didn't have too much. When I first logged in, I had no clue where I was going, and I managed to crouch behind this stairway that the enemy kept running out of, and so I got like 6 kills in a row, and I was like, this is awesome, I'm kicking ass. And then after that, I was like 2 kills and 10 deaths, and I was just terrible.
Well, speaking of getting your ass kicked, if you're wondering why I'm sucking worse than I normally do, it's because I am experiencing a little bit of keyboard and mouse lag. So it is just a warning that when I'm way behind you, that's why, and I'm not trying to dick you on fights, I promise.
That's okay, we'll make it happen. So, back to the Crown Store. The star of the show is, of course, the Gwar. Both the mount, which they have 2 separate Gwar mounts. They have a banded Gwar mount and a tessellated Gwar mount.
Really important, say what the Gwar mount does sometimes when you run.
I saw it once, and I tried doing it again when you sprint. It slapped the Gwar's ass, and I loved that. That was hilarious.
That's adorable.
Yeah, and like a riding crop or whatever on a horse. But I tried doing it again, and I couldn't get it to do it again. So I don't know if I just saw it wrong, or if it just like was something at a weird angle that made it look like that, or what.
If you're just like a weirdo that thinks about Gwar ass all the time, and you didn't even realize that was your thing. Was that one of those private things I wasn't supposed to say?
They also have 2 Gwar pets as well, vanity pets.
Very cool that they did more than one, though.
Yeah, well, you know, that was the big main one that everybody wanted a Gwar mount, everybody wanted a Gwar pet, so I'm glad they did 2 of each. They didn't just do a Gwar mount, they didn't just do a Gwar pet, they did 2 of each. And they're reasonably priced based on the number of crowns that they're currently at, although that is part of... Okay, we got all the Daedra hearts, now we need to go summon the 2 flame Atronachs over here.
That's okay, I'm really curious actually about the pricing on it, because I didn't talk to you about the crown price and how reasonable it is.
It goes to show that they recognized that everybody wanted the Guar, because that was the most expensive one. The other mounts, there was a few horses, which to me, the horses, unless you're a horse person, the horses are all just horses to me. I mean, sure, there's one with a white mane, there's one that's kind of spotted. They all look the same to me. They're just horses. Let's go ahead and summon Blaze.
I like to imagine that I'm Tina Belcher, but when it comes to horses, I just don't care.
And,
I care a lot about butts, but not horses.
So they have a couple other horses. They're not too bad. The price, I believe, was like 700 crowns or something like that. They started you off with 5,500, which was good for me because I have flames swirling around me. It was good for me because for both of us actually, because that should be roughly what we get when it goes live. You get 100 crowns for every month you were subscribed. You get 1,500 crowns for each month you will be subscribed afterwards, which is the standard plus amount that you will get. So it's not like you get 1,500 crowns for every month you're additionally subscribed plus your ESO plus 1,500 crowns. It's just that they worded it kind of poorly when they announced it. They said you'll get an additional 1,500 per month or per every 30 days.
Yeah, I thought there was an impression that it was going to be doubled by some people. I remember seeing that on Twitter, that people were conjecturing, but kind of thinking that it might be both.
It might be the case, but I don't think it is. But on top of that, you get 500 just period, which is much like a lot of mobile games that have gems or things like that as their cash shop currency. When you start the game, they give you a stock amount to start with. The idea being is that they want to entice you into using them, and then when you run out, you're like, oh crap, I got used to using them, I want some more, and then you pay money for it. So you'll get 500 to start, 100 per month for every month subscribed, which will have been subscribed for almost a full year, and then 1,500 per month for each month you're subscribed as a Plus member. And I was able to get, other than the horses, I was able to get a Guar mount, I was able to get a Guar pet, or I'm sorry, I got the house cat pet.
Yes,
and obviously. Then I was able to get a costume pack. And
oh, that's right, you did get the costumes, and those were awesome.
Those were awesome, and I was able to get some individual costumes as well. So it gave me a good, and I still had some, enough crowns left to get another mount or something when I was done.
Did you screenshot my personal favorite costume, or will you do so? Will you log in tonight and screenshot it if you haven't?
One or the wedding dress one?
The wedding dress.
Yeah,
although I did like the chef one too.
Most people have seen those because those were very popular when they announced the Crown Store. And
I imagine so. Yeah. I just want to see it on your weird bearded guy.
Oh, that would be hilarious. No, I didn't take a screenshot, and I actually just read on Twitter that they have now eliminated your live characters from the PTS, which I'll have to check that. They did an update today. Maybe they were having issues with the copied characters.
They must have been, because I know that was one of the big benefits to the updated PTS.
And now you can still...
That's a downer.
Yeah, you can still create a character, and you can create the max level. As far as I understand, I haven't logged in today. There was an update today to the PTS.
The max lever.
And so yeah, I could create a character that looks like this one, but and with the crowns, I felt like that it gave a good amount to start with, because with everything combined, having done the 6-month subscription twice, which means I'll have about 2 to 3 months left on the subscription when it goes live in March 17th, and that should give us both about 4,500, 5,000 crowns each. I haven't done the math exactly, and you can get a good amount of stuff with that. They have costume packs, which are kind of themed packs. There's like a rogue pack that has a bandit, an assassin, and some sort of samurai ninja thing, I think, or something. I don't remember. And those look pretty cool. They have like a knight pack or whatever, where there's different kinds of knights or whatever. And then there's the individual costumes, which are more the silly, fun ones. Like the blacksmith costume looks pretty cool.
That was a good one.
Yeah, there's the chef costume. There's the jester one, which is awesome. And then there's the wedding dress, of course, and those are pretty cool as well. Those come individually, though; those aren't in a pack.
Oh, okay. This is adorably uninformative for anyone who has been in the PTS, because it's like, there was a pack, but I don't really totally remember. But then there was a wedding dress, but
yeah, and
Lots of I don't remember, but it's not your fault.
And one thing I really like about the Crown Store is it gives you a preview option.
Oh, that's right.
You can just hit, I think it's R is the key that you hit when you're on an item, and it will actually show you what the item looks like. And that includes, on for mounts, when you do preview, it will show what you look like on your mount. It'll show you the mount. It's kind of like your character screen, like this. Except for it will then put you on the mount, and you can turn it and spin it around or whatever you want to do to see all sides of it. It'll also show you the pets, although those will just turn your character into the pet. So you can see the pet firsthand. That's just funny. Like on your character screen. I'm going the wrong way again. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Well, much like...
Oh, we gotta go way over there. No, I'm not going the wrong way. We need to take a way shrine.
Okay.
I think. Let's go this way first and see. I think we can get through this way.
I just won't.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. The moment is lost.
Alright. So you can preview the costumes, you can preview the pets. One thing I didn't expect the panther to be a full-size panther, which is dumb of me because the Dwemer pet that they came out with, the Dwemer construct, was a full-size construct. So, like World of Warcraft, their vanity pets are all basically one size, and so even if it's a full-on dragon, it's a little mini dragon. Whereas in this game, your pets are, pretty much the size they should be, which is really cool. So they had the Black Panther, they had the house cat, there was,
that panther was almost the size of a horse, it was huge.
Yeah, it was pretty big. The Gwar mounts are awesome, the rest are just horses. I didn't see any fancy, I can't remember the tigers, Senji tigers, I think they're called in Elsewhere, which is actually Khajiits. That's a little lore for you. Those Senshi tigers in Elsewhere are Khajiits, but they only turn into like humanoid Khajiits if the moon cycle is the correct phase. So only during a certain moon cycle will those Senshi tigers be born into full-on Khajiit, which is kind of interesting. But there was no Senshi tiger mounts or anything, so the Gwar is really the star of the show. And the costumes are really cool.
And if you are a person who's interested in the horses in this game, you are not welcome here. You don't matter. Just kidding.
The other thing is you can buy potions and soul gems. Soul gems are really the only thing people could somewhat argue are a pay-to-win, but I don't buy that because it's so easy to get a Grand Soul Gem and fill it, or buy a filled Grand Soul Gem, and it's not like you can buy these Soul Gems and sell them. All the items in the cash shop are non-transferable. You can't send them in the mail, you can't sell them for gold, you can't vendor them. So you
can't hoe yourself out on Craigslist and
no,
as
much as you may want to. And as much as that may disappoint you, you cannot help yourself out.
I have a question then. So with the soul gems, so you can pay for those with cash? Is that what you're saying? But they're
cost a certain number of crowns.
In the game now, like you were saying, I can purchase filled soul gems from a vendor with, say, gold.
Yes.
Is that essentially the same thing? I have both options.
Yes.
They haven't taken the gold buying or the gold as a currency away.
That's only
soul gems.
That's the only technical way that it would be buy to win, is that you now save a couple hundred gold here and there on soul gems. But as I said, you don't need to spend gold on soul gems.
If you're the asshole who's going to spend real money on soul gems, instead of a little bit of gold, which really as far as I remember, they're not very expensive.
No, they're not, and honestly, you can get them without paying for them anyways. Let's talk to Wax and Ash here. This was so much easier if I didn't go the wrong way.
What do we do now?
I've defeated the Guardian Atronachs. Okay. We should be able to call them to us.
Wax and Ash just, my only option was goodbye, so I might have already spoken with her.
I don't believe you finished your last quest. Will you open up your quest log?
Lord. What is it, T?
J.
What do I hit? J, thank you. Oh, journal, that's right.
You did not summon and defeat Ragebender, so we will go back and do that.
Sorry.
That's okay, we got plenty to talk about.
I really need you to watch for what I missed because it's hard for me to tell.
Well, it's hard for me to watch what you miss. I can barely talk and walk at the same time. So we'll go back and do that. You need to head to the quest marker, because I don't have it on my screen, so I don't know where to go. It's behind you. Right, yeah, just keep going straight up here.
Oh,
and it should be right in front
of you.
Oh, I wasn't saying you were going the wrong way. Okay, so there you can buy gems, you can buy potions. The potions are vet rank 1 level, and they are only health, only magicka, or only stamina. So no tripods, and no max level potions. They're basically what you can already buy from a vendor, and most people won't buy those from vendors because they're fairly useless anyways. You're better off just buying the actual tripods because they're not that expensive. So there's really no pay-to-win aspect with that. One thing I really like is you can now buy the Imperial Edition with crowns when this goes live. And that's going to be huge for a lot of people who could not afford the $20 for the Imperial Edition, but are currently paying for the subscription, because that subscription is going to come with crowns, and you can then turn those crowns into the Imperial Edition. So if you're someone who, yes, can afford the subscription right now, but can't necessarily afford the Imperial Edition on top of that, that will now be an option for you.
You ditched me to help this dude fight. I need to go to the quest.
I wasn't helping him fight, he was helping us fight. I started that fight.
Oh, well, my marker, but my health is low here.
Now, here's something regarding the Crown Store that I just found out today, and I haven't had confirmed, but he said it came from the Ask Me Anything on Reddit. And he said that the question was basically, if you are an ESO Plus subscriber, and a DLC gets released, you have... Oh, I'm sorry, what?
It's okay. My quest marker is this way, but I don't really know where I'm going. It's okay.
It's right over here.
Okay, thank you.
And I know where it's at now. And the question is, we know you get access to the DLC content when you're a Plus subscriber, but what happens... Do you own that DLC, or is that something that is what I described it as, basically a licensing, to where as long as you're an ESO Plus subscriber, you have access to the DLC, but you don't actually own it. So if you ever unsubscribe, you will then lose access. And that's, from what I understand, that's how it works, is you lose access to those DLCs if you unsubscribe. However, I had the question of, will they make the DLCs available for purchase with crowns in the Crown Store? And I was told per the AMA, I'm getting this secondhand, but they said that on the AMA they did confirm that yes, in fact, you can purchase the DLCs permanently with your crowns, which I think is fantastic.
That is really interesting.
For those who don't plan on ever unsubscribing, awesome, you'll always have access. You never have to buy the DLC, you just always stay subscribed.
So you're kind of like renting them or loaning them rather than...
But if you want to be safe about it, and you're not sure if you will always be subscribed, because you never know what might happen, you know, medical bills, or you never know what might come up in life.
You might get laid off at your company with no severance package.
You will, if you have some extra crowns, and it'll probably be pretty expensive. I'm getting the impression that the exchange rate is going to be $1 for 100 crowns, in which case the DLCs are usually $20 to $30, so you're looking at probably 2,000 to 3,000 crowns is my guess. So that's based on no information whatsoever. Zoss has not said anything about that. That is just my guesstimation of what I would think it would be. So, I mean, you're talking about 2 months worth of an ESO Plus subscription, because you get 1,500 crowns per month, so you're probably going to need about 3,000 crowns, which is 2 months of subscription saved up. And that, you know, that's going to depend on what extra stuff they add to the Crown Store, if there's going to be new or awesome pets and stuff, you know, so you're going to have to balance that out on whether or not you want to spend your crowns on vanity items or get that DLC and things like that. But I think it's awesome that they do offer the DLC as a purchasable with the crowns. I think that's a great option.
That is. I just need to defend myself back there. It would not let me hit the quest at the same time as you. And I would have had to do it after, and then so when we ran away,
That's okay.
we essentially ditched the quest. I'm sorry. I kept
you're-
trying to hit E and it wouldn't let me do it, and then I realized that's why.
That's okay. When you're doing, you know, talking about topics and stuff and also running around, it's hard to focus on the quests and everything, so I just like giving you a hard time. I don't hold it against you whatsoever.
Somebody in the chat made a Gwarsome joke.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm sorry, I don't have the chat up on my phone, so I haven't seen it.
I would reply, but I'm not even logged into anything.
Hello, chat room.
Make more Gwar jokes.
Make more Gwar jokes.
We should have just done a whole
It's
episode of Gwar jokes.
ungwarleavable.
Ungwarleavable.
That was not my best, but it kind of works.
I liked it. I liked it.
You are wise.
Okay, so that pretty much covers the Crown Store.
We're gonna call it the Gwar store.
The Gwar Store.
It is
It's a storm totem that will bring pure waters down on his blistered skin. Sorry, I was reading the text.
I'm sorry.
Balreth
I
is
just
an engine of
wanted to
fire
say that my
and
name
death.
is runs with
You'll need
Warsdower.
something to slow him down.
Gwarsdower, I like it. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so Balreth is an engine of fire and death. You need something to slow him down. So we're gonna. Okay, so Walks and Ash has given us a totem to slow him down, and our task should be much easier. Need to summon the Guardians. So we need to go summon those Flame Atronax.
I do that every day in real life.
Summon Flame Atronax?
Yes, I don't actually. That wasn't like
I
a
don't
pun for anything.
I don't know if it's Atronax or Atronox. I've
Or
always said
euphemism.
Atronox, but I've heard people say Atronax.
I thought you always said Atronax.
Um,
Are you confusing yourself?
I might be confusing myself, I'm not sure. Our next topic of discussion
I
for
keep hitting
tonight
E and it's not letting me
is
do it.
how
There
many
we
times
go.
I'll be interrupted. I'm just kidding.
I was still talking when you decided on the next topic.
My bad. I'm just kidding anyways.
I think, but we can re-listen to the recording to confirm
Oh,
who's
I will
right,
re-listen,
which is
and
the best.
There will be arguments, and I will end up on couches.
You've never ended up on the couch.
I know, but it's funny to say it. Did you hit this other one over here?
I don't know because I was struggling to hit E with those. I'm having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I think it's
No, I didn't get this
when
one.
I use it, you have to wait a second before you can use it.
Even then, I keep doing it on these and they take a sec. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, the first one, when you do it, it has to finish the whole animation before you
Right.
can use the second, and you can run over faster than the animation is. But these are both summoned
no,
now.
my point is that it wouldn't even start the animation without me hitting E 40 times.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Well, we have them summoned now, and here's Mavos.
Yes.
Let's talk to Mavos and see what he has to say.
I see that my considerable investment.
I wish I could be summoned this way.
Total waste. Our meeting at both
Ooh, he's
Threnis
curious
left
now.
me curious
Back from
and
Othrenis.
frustratingly conscious. Can you really
Yes, we really can imprison. No, I don't think we can imprison him. I think we have to kill him, but either way. Oh, I think killing him binds him.
I have time to indulge.
The portal's open. Do you have any other advice?
Balreth's attacks have cost him
Should I
power.
use the portal here?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the
No, you're
dialogue
fine.
here.
No, I'm glad.
So he's gonna gather strength and heal himself if he gets to the lava. So we got to try and stop him and kill him before he gets to the lava.
Yes. No,
Yes.
It's like the opposite of when you're a kid and you're playing on the island, which is the
Just
bed, and you don't want to
The
touch
white tiles are the lava. Don't touch the white tiles. It's lava.
exudes.
Okay, thank you, Mavos.
I think it's funny that all kids play that and all kids think they came up with it.
Okay, so the next topic is whether or not ESO is going casual. I'm going to preface this topic. Early on in the game, and for a while, there was a lot of argument between where the direction of the game was going, because this is the first MMO that kind of combined two different styles of players. Let's start kicking some ass here. The two different styles of players are the Elder Scrolls crowd, who are mostly single-player gamers, as opposed to MMO gamers who came over here not because they, whether they played an Elder Scrolls game or not, but because they played other MMOs and they were just playing the next hot MMO coming out. And there was a lot of discussion about whether the game was too MMO or whether it was too much single-player aspects. And obviously an MMO should have MMO aspects, otherwise why are you playing online, was one of the arguments. The other argument is it's still an Elder Scrolls game and it needs those single-player aspects, kind of a Elder Scrolls with friends mentality. And then you had the others that you brought up the other day, I forget what it was.
People who do play MMOs but consider... I need you to hold on for just
Yeah,
a
go
sec.
for it.
I need to... for some reason, my ultimate isn't in my ultimate bar, and I don't know why.
Because you unlocked it in the PTS.
Oh, for God's sake. I was like, I remember having an ultimate. There he is. Alright, I keep trying to use it, and I finally realized it's a blank box.
Okay, now we can go bind Balreth and contain him.
Yes, I apologize. So, what I had been saying was there are people who are pretty hardcore gamers who play... who may play MMOs, who may have been WoW fans or any of the other MMOs, but they consider the Elder Scrolls series a very single-player thing.
Yes.
I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've seen who are fine with MMOs, but were not fine with the Elder Scrolls series going MMO.
Yeah.
And have had lots of
You must taste
issues with it, not even necessarily having tried it, just not happy about it. Sorry, I'm talking over the storyline here.
No, and I think that argument has kind of died down at this point. Although I think some people still think it's going on, but I see it as kind of a different argument now, because I think they found a really good balance. We gotta go talk to... Oh, no, there it goes. Ooh, that's blinding. This damn LED backlit monitor, when it goes white, it just blinds me. Yes, talk to Mavos.
Once you go white, your eyes ain't right.
That's very true.
I don't know. That was a terrible thing to say.
So I think in this game, they found a really good balance between the MMO aspect and the single-player aspect. I think kind of the discussion now, as it won't let me continue the dialogue.
I'm glad it's not just me having issues.
Okay, well, I guess we won't hear the rest of his dialogue, because the quest is complete now, and...
Because suck on it.
Yeah. So, I think they've found a great balance between MMO and single-player, especially with the new zones coming out being level scalable. And I think that that's kind of an indication that they are going more casual or more single... I don't want to say they're going more single-player. And I don't even want to say that they're going more casual in general. I think the PvE aspect is going more casual. I think they're gearing more towards a player base that is not going to be playing this game for 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. I think that that's going to be more directed towards Cyrodiil and the Imperial City. And I think Cyrodiil is going to be for your hardcore gamers, and unfortunately your hardcore PvEers I don't think are going to be happy with the direction this game's going to go. As it stands right now, the next two big things being launched, as far as we know, are 2 adventure zones that will be level scalable that, as far as I know, won't have trials. Then there's Imperial City. That's, as far as I know, not a trial. It might have similar aspects to a trial, but I don't see any future updates for a while that are going to have any in-game rating/trials. And I feel like that's a good move, especially with it going buy to play. I think that that's a core of their hardcore player base is in Cyrodiil and not in the PvE. I think that they kind of did, a lot of people complained, but it was really those hardcore in-gamers that complained about the difficulty of Aetherian Archive and Hellraw Citadel. But I feel like that was a perfect balance that allowed the casual players to still be able to do the in-game trials. Whereas, and they kind of did that with Dragonstar Arena. You could do the vet rank one, or you could do the scalable normal one where you could go as low as like vet rank 1 or something. I forget exactly how low the level goes in Dragonstar Arena. And that kind of allows people who don't play every day, all day long, to do some in-game stuff without being exactly hardcore. What do you think?
I think it's just smart in general for the series. I mean, you want to attract people who like the Elder Scrolls. You also want to attract people who like MMOs, so I get that. And it sounds like they do have elements of that, but especially like you were saying, Cyrodiil. Anecdotally, there are a lot of casual players, such as myself. Mostly kidding, but I mean, even with Skyrim, that was a super mixed game. You had a lot of hardcore gamers who were just as into it as people who'd never played video games. People who I had never seen play a video game before, wanting to play Skyrim with the open world, and it was, it could, less so than this game, I'd even say, could be tailored to your skill level and your, your dedication level, how much time you wanted to play. And I think that's kind of an important aspect of the series. You want to draw in both of those fans, or both of those types of fans. All of the people who were casually into Skyrim, it wasn't a small crowd. And to kind of get those players hooked as well, it gives everybody, more people to play with, more options. It incentivizes the developers to make, again, like you said, both types of content. Right now it is leaning a little bit more casual, but that doesn't mean forever. It doesn't mean that's going to just cater to the casual player that doesn't play very, or as often, or as much, or as seriously. So I think just because that's what they're leaning toward now, I mean, do you think that the game's permanently going to go that way? I guess I don't know much about it.
Here's something, and I didn't think about this until literally just now. This game is going to be a monster on the consoles.
Oh, yeah.
It is going to be huge on the consoles. The console crowd, I don't believe, is going to be an MMO crowd. I believe that is going to be a very large crowd of single-player Elder Scrolls players, because that is where all these console players are coming from, is playing Skyrim on the console. And I think that is going to be a huge, huge player base of console players.
Fair enough. It's not rude enough for your standard Call of Duty fans, so if
Yes.
they're going to be online a lot, that's why I keep getting random load screens in the middle of the city. I have no idea what the deal is.
That happens to be from time to time as well.
I'm just having a laggy sort of day here.
You are all right. We will get through this one way or another. So I think that's a huge aspect of why they may be gearing towards more of a single player. You know what? And I don't like using the term single player. That's why I say is ESO going casual, because it's not a single player aspect. It's Skyrim with friends, and that's I don't know if he coined it, but that's a phrase that I hear Deltia from Deltia's Gaming use
That's
a lot.
adorable.
Skyrim with friends, and
it sounds so fun and friendly and sweet that way.
well, that's what he. That's how he described the next update that's on the PTS right now, 1.6. Is it's turning the game more into Skyrim with friends, which doesn't mean it's a single-player game.
No, not at all.
It means it's like Skyrim with friends. It means it's casual PvE. It's questing. It's storylines. It's things like that. It's not going in for 4 hours a day, 5 days a week to try and down 10 bosses in a trial.
Exactly. It's not that thing where you have to dedicate 3 hours minimum 3 times a week to do raiding and farming.
Exactly.
And it's not that kind of MMO, and to expect that, I mean, there are MMOs that offer that. This isn't what they've ever been going for. I don't see why they would start now.
Well, I don't know if they've never been going for that. I think early on, it kind of didn't have an identity yet, and they were kind of getting a feel for what the identity would be. Or maybe they knew, and they just, I don't know.
I guess so, but I never got the impression that that would be an aspect of it. I mean, I think even in the beginning we talked about this, I think even when you were playing the beta, that it was not as hardcore, and I don't think we ever, maybe I'm misremembering, but that we ever expected it to go that ridiculous. I mean, that was part of the appeal for me, and I think a lot of people, is that most people don't want to dedicate that kind of time and energy, especially to doing nothing. I mean, this is, like you said, inherently a more story-based game.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of why you don't want to do as much ridiculous bullshit to try to trudge through the story. You'll get disinterested.
Yeah, I think that that's what they're gearing more towards, is kind of a co-op play style for the PB. Now that leaves Cyrodiil wide open for all sorts of hardcore gamers that I feel like they are going to implement things that you do have to play hard for hours. I mean, look at trying to get Emperor. You have to play all day, every day, and be good at it to get the Emperor. You have to be the best at it. And, well, I shouldn't say that, because you don't exactly have to be the best leader, per se. You just have to know how to get alliance points really quickly. But I think that they have a perfect opportunity to, unfortunately, what a lot of people don't like, separate the player base. But I feel like it should be. Hardcore gamers are never going to mesh with the casual gamers.
Well, they don't want to play with people like that. That holds them back. It's annoying. I mean, nobody at a high vet rank is going to want to play with my characters. I'm not good enough at the game to really, even when I'm able to have my level adjusted for certain games and areas and things like that, I totally suck and don't know what I'm doing. So it is kind of nice to be able to play with who you want to play with. You can join the guilds and groups that you want to join, but you don't have to. They do offer a lot of flexibility. I mean, you've said plenty of times that they want you to play how you want to play.
Exactly.
And they've done a really good job implementing that, I think. And so I don't think that I mean, when you say going casual, it's not like it's going entirely casual to the point it won't be fun for serious gamers. I mean, there are people who seem to have dedicated quite a bit of time and are enjoying it.
You know what? We have another brother of strife to take care of here.
Okay.
That Argonian, after we bound Balreth, sent us over here because the Daggerfall is still attacking. And so we have to come here to help them, and he just said that Tanval was mistaken to free that, as in Sidal, the other brother of strife, which is another big fiery demon guy who was sealed away in the Tormented Spire, the thing from Ash Mountain. And, it looks like the Daggerfall Covenant was the one who was trying to strike back. So, you remember back in Davin's Watch, we unleashed Balreth on the Daggerfall Covenant. Looks like now they're unleashing the other brother of strife on us. Okay.
Look like an art.
No, you don't look like an archmage.
Every
Got a
time
big
I see
two-handed sword.
Captain Norris, my eyes initially interpret Chuck Norris just for a minute, and I'm not just saying that to be
You know
funny.
what? I
I'm
saw
really
a
not
picture
trying
today.
to.
I just followed History of Pics on
Yeah.
Twitter, and they posted a picture of it was Chuck Norris when he was young standing with Bruce Lee, and it was
Oh, I
really,
saw you, or I saw that. I think you retweeted it.
Yeah, I did. It was a really awesome picture.
Now I think your character looks like Chuck Norris.
It does a little bit look like Chuck Norris. You know what I commented on that picture posted? I made a Chuck Norris joke, but I switched in Bruce Lee. I said everybody knows that Jesus can walk on water, but did you know that Bruce Lee can swim through land?
Oh Lord! I was just about to say before you said that, like before you even introduced that you had made a comment, I was about to say, please, for the love of God, do not make a Chuck Norris joke. It is not 2006 anymore.
I made a Bruce Lee joke.
Yeah,
starting a new
that's
thing.
fair. No, don't
Bruce
start
Lee
a thing.
jokes. Everybody's gonna
No.
take the Chuck Norris jokes. That's what I want everybody to do. Take a Chuck Norris joke and replace Chuck Norris with Bruce Lee, and we'll start a whole new thing.
That's okay. You don't have to.
Okay, so it looks like the Daggerfall Covenant has not yet unleashed the other brother of Strife at all. I think his name was. They're looking for an artifact to do so. So we're trying to stop them from it.
Summoned Dread to defend itself.
Okay. Yeah, instead of the Bruce Lee jokes, I think you should just make more Gore jokes. Keep thinking about it.
I guarantee that we will not let them get a hold of the brother of Strife. Okay, we have to save some people here. So we're gonna look at.
Oh, I remember this.
And
Yeah.
there we go.
And
So
there's
we're
a
looking
guy
for
attacking you
survivors.
there,
Oh,
or a drag rather. But
you know what?
there's some ugly shit in this area.
There's one of the costumes in the Crown store. I mistakenly read it as a dreg, and I thought it was a polymorph to turn you into a dreg, which is these guys.
I would freak out if I could be a drag. That would be
awesome.
so awesome.
But I was mistaken. It was actually Draugr, which Draugr,
He's that guy who runs around your neighborhood in short shorts in the evening after work with his iPod.
That's better than my Guar puns.
Sorry.
That's awesome.
Draugr.
A Draugr. There's a podcast called The Elder Lore, and it's a fantastic podcast. You should check it out if you're interested in the Elder Scrolls lore, and it covers.
I can't.
Well, big surprise! It covers the Elder Scrolls lore, and one of the first. One of the first episodes is talking about the history of the Nords and how they came to Skyrim, and it was talking about how they were dragon worshippers. And
I remember this.
That's where the dragon priest came from. And what happened was the dragon priests started becoming so powerful that the Nords started to fear them and their increasing power, as well as the dragons themselves were fearing the dragon priest's power. Over here is one we can.
Oh, sorry, I started a fight for
No, you're
fun.
fine. I think we get shared credit for the quest.
We do. I've
Good
noticed
call,
on this
good
one.
call. And so the dragon priest had followers, and so I forget exactly what happened, but the dragons basically and some people, some Nords, went to go stop the dragon priests and imprison them in Skyrim. There's a lot of those. I forget what they're called, the ruins, basically, or whatever, that you go into. One of them you go into right at the start of the game, and there's Draugr there that you run into that are basically like undead zombie-looking things. And those were actually
that sounds fun.
Those were actually the followers of the dragon priest who were bound there to protect the dragon priest.
They're the jogging dead.
The jogging dead. That's another
I'm
good
on
one.
fire.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sick.
are in fuego tonight.
I make the daddiest dad jokes.
Well, anyways, that's one of the costumes, is a Draugr.
That's pretty cool.
You can polymorph into a Draugr.
I want to see that. I have not seen that.
I think a
That's pretty
dreg would
neat.
be a little bit cooler.
A dreg would be fun.
I think it'd be a little bit. I don't know. It might be a little bit lore breaking to polymorph into a dreg as opposed to a Draugr.
I think it would be.
Well, because at least the Draugr are a humanoid. They
Yeah.
were people. They just got turned into whatever because they were bound to the dragon priest. But
Whereas dregs, for anybody who tolerated Star Trek Voyager, look like Species 8472.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll show you a picture later. They look like gigantic crickets, basically, and not crickets, something like that. Grasshoppers.
Okay, Nothing in there. You know, that's funny. These used to, and I wonder if they changed it. It used to be that it was like a 50-50 chance there would either be someone in there to free, or
I remember that.
or a dreg would pop out. And I'm not saying it's either got somebody that we can free, or it's got nothing. There's a survivor, but the other ones just have nothing in them. So I guess they must have eliminated.
Well, we've got 3 out of 4, and here's a mud thingy. So I'm gonna try to kill this dreg, but he's like pounding me.
Jeez. Try and save you. I'm gonna pull it with my.
That's okay. Ultimate time.
Oh, I'm sorry. I pulled him, but very nice. Very nice.
I like my ultimate. He's pretty neat.
I'll let you use this one. I'm gonna charge him. For
Okay,
no
thank
reason.
you. Oh, thank you.
It doesn't do anything when he's not attacking, but you know.
I know, but it's kind of neat.
Nothing in there.
I love that about ultimates, how you can have other players take advantage of that. I know that's a stupid thing to say, and everybody knows this, but it's one of my favorite things.
That's called synergy.
Synergy? Oh.
Yeah, because you're synergizing. Your skill is allowing others to synergize with that skill.
I picked up why it was called that, but I still appreciate the explanation.
Yeah, and that is not specific to ultimates. It's mostly the ultimates, but there's actually a few other skills, just normal skills, that will give a synergy like that.
I've noticed that. I think you used to have like a couple of, or at least one.
I was using one that I had got on the PTS because I was redoing my skills for the PTS, and I don't know if I have that now because apparently it's not coming up. So
I think we. Oh, I just died.
Impale.
What the hell?
I am so sorry. I will res you in just a second.
No, I obviously was not looking at my health bar at all. So
you know what? I'm
an idiot. I apologize.
I'm such a terrible player at this game. You know what I always forget that you can do? You can hold block while you're doing your skills. I can't res you. I'm sorry. I don't have a soul gem.
Oh, I apologize. Maybe I do.
I don't think you do.
No, I don't think I do, because it would have given me the option.
Yeah, it gives you the option, but it's read it out.
I'm going to the way shrine. Goodbye.
That's okay. I'll meet you over. Here.
I can just try to find you.
I'll come to you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry I ruined the game by dying.
You are terrible.
I know. I see your crown. I'm gonna come toward it.
Yeah, come toward it, because I got a mud pile over here that we can see if there's a survivor in to rescue.
Do I have to go down here?
Yeah, you gotta go to the left there.
Don't tell me I'm terrible. You're terrible.
I was just kidding.
No, you aren't.
I see you there.
Oh, do you?
No, actually, I see your arrow, but you're invisible.
That's cool.
Oh, there you are. You were. I thought you.
I was up a hill.
Yeah, you were behind.
It was a little further than you thought, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna open this mud pile here, and there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this quest in, and we're not exactly close to a level. Let's see if we turn this quest in, if it gets us close to a level, because we don't have much more to do tonight, and then we can kind of wrap things up here. Oh, the quest is turned in over here. We need to... Oh, we aren't turning in the quest. We got to go rescue Lieutenant Gallant, so let's go do that.
Okay, Lieutenant Gallant.
Lieutenant Gallant. I will say this.
Lieutenant Gwarlant.
After being in the public test server, this game kind of sucks on the live now. It's like all the justice system and the champion points and everything like that. It's like so deflating to come back to the live server. It's like,
You're so rude.
This is all not in the game anymore. Well, you know what though?
It is fun changes.
There's a lot of people who have said this, and I agree 100%. Update 1.6 is how the game should have launched. It should have never launched the way it was. All the stuff that they're implementing, all the fixes, all the champion system, everything like that. A lot of people, and again, I agree, feel like that should have been in the game from the start.
So you feel like it was a really big failing or shortage to not have that stuff?
Some people say that basically we beta tested the game for a year for the console release.
Probably true. That sounds actually about right.
It's true, but I don't go as far as that, because this game currently has a lot to do in it.
Yeah, it does.
And you know what? It doesn't have a lot to do if you rush to max level and then go to the trials and everything. You're not.
But if you're playing the storyline, it does.
You know what? That's not what the bulk of the game was designed to be. The bulk of the game was designed to be the storyline, and if you didn't go around reading the dialogue and listening to the dialogue and experiencing the storyline, well, that was like 90% of the game's intention to begin with.
Well,
so
that's what I was saying about...
lost over most of the game.
Why would you play this particular MMO if you didn't want that storyline? That really is a major part of it. It's not the farming thing. It's not the, 3 hours a night with your guild boss fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
You can, but it really is kind of a big... open, or well, was already open, play with friends Skyrim in a way, you know, different storyline, you know, older lore, but it's not that different. At the same time, I can see where people are coming from. It's hard not to assume that when a super, super huge and awesome update coincides exactly with the console release.
Yes.
I can get the feeling.
Well, not even that necessarily, because update 1... Well, update 1.6 is going to be out in probably early March. And the console release is not till June. So this isn't even like 1.6 is coming out the same time as the consoles.
It's got a little bit of a gap.
It's from what I understand, it will be the last update that is completely free. Although they did say that future updates won't necessarily be DLCs that you have to pay for. They said that those will typically be new zones that will be DLCs.
That's nice. That's really good.
How do we get down there? I see the quest marker down there, but how do we get... Oh, down here. There's stairs right here. I'm an idiot. So, update 1.6 will be the last one that goes in before the buy-to-play goes into effect. And so, obviously, they're not going to charge you for DLC of content that was released before they even went buy-to-play.
This dude's following me now. Right.
And, but that doesn't necessarily mean that future updates will all be DLC.
Which is nice, because especially, I mean, sort of like the justice system, if they're going to affect the actual gameplay to that level, and I mean, I don't know what they have planned, so maybe they won't. But in the event that they do, you don't want that to be, I mean, that's not what DLC content is ever really meant to be.
Yeah.
So it's really understandable that there will still be some decent updates. I'm about to die again, possibly, so I need to get out of here, but...
We're good. You can come over here now. We can open up the girded lion hold. And here we go. Here's Lieutenant Gallon, and we are going to rescue you. No, we are not Daggerfall Covenant. Screw the Daggerfall Covenant. Blood for the Pact.
It's funny. My dialogue says, "I'm the real Zap Rousdower. I'm here to rescue you."
I was going to laugh because mine says, "I'm Dooz and Tamriel. I'm here to rescue you."
I'm sorry, mine's more hilarious. It's great because it sounds like something actual Zap Rousdower might say.
That's hilarious. For those of you who don't know, the real well, not the real Zap Rousdower, but Zap Rousdower in general is from a episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. What was it?
The Final Sacrifice.
The Final Sacrifice. I was going to say the Dark Sacrifice.
Rousdower. Zappity Rousdower.
And hilariously enough, that's not exactly an obscure reference, because the reason that she is named the real Zap Rousdower is because there was about 7 other forms of Zap Rousdower that were already taken by a character.
I tried it with, you know, the dashes and all kinds of Zap Rousdowers, but yeah, they it's not super obscure, because I think it's kind of a Mystery Science Theater 3000 favorite, which is totally valid.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was a very popular.
Yeah,
I knew it was your favorite, but I wasn't aware.
It is my favorite, but I have a few favorites, but that's my all-time. But even some of the people from Mystery Science Theater have said that's on their list of favorites.
Okay, it looks like we gotta find Sings with Reed again, which is who sent us on this quest, and she's gonna help us stop this mage, Alexandria, from trying to get the Coral Heart Chamber, which apparently has something they can use to control the other brother of Strife, which I already forgot what their name was.
To control minds, which is what it's doing.
Meet you in the Heart Chamber. Let's go. Okay.
Q for your quadruple bypass.
And on the note, oh, here's some enemies.
Get it, Heart Chamber, get it.
God damn it. Yes, I do get it.
Sorry.
That was going to end up being one of those things that I missed during the show that I listened to later and laugh hysterically at work.
Until I said, get it, get it, get it.
Yes.
Hey do, get it.
So, one last thing on the 1.6. I think we will, probably tomorrow... Okay, really? A werewolf is out here? You have to be at least level 20 if you're good to finish the werewolf questline. I was a vet ring.
Looks adorable.
I did it at vet ring 14 and I struggled. Although that was because I just changed my build back to a bow and dual wield, and I wasn't as familiar with the skills. But, anyways, tomorrow we may do a little bonus mini-sode of us in the PTS, pulling up the Crown Store and just going one by one through the items and displaying them and letting everybody take a look at them.
It depends on how much I hate my life after work.
Yeah, and that is a huge variable.
It really depends on a lot of different people's moods.
You know what I'm wondering here? We're fighting level 10 stuff, and that's okay because we're in a party of 2, which makes it a little easier.
A party of 2?
We may have to do some side storyline quests to level up a little bit, because if we only do these main stories, we're going to be under-leveled for a lot of these areas. But you know what?
That's a good point. But also, it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of fun. It's not that they're not followable stories, and you get a good idea of the area you're in, so we might as well do a few here and there.
And yeah, and there's plenty of ones that I know about the story that we can do, like the one, you know what, in fact, what we'll do next episode, I think, is we will go to the, pull it up on my map here, it's over at Seni, the little village of Seni. It's a great storyline about the people there have been cursed or diseased or something. They have some sort of plague going on. Where the hell... I think it's back this way. I don't know.
That's me with directions. Where the hell?
They're basically being afflicted by this plague, and an Argonian has the cure, but there's a lot of racism in this game. And the people
And we don't mean the Xbox kind where teenagers are calling each other bad words.
And
Sorry.
what it is part of that is that the Nords and the Dark Elves really don't like the Argonians, even though they're in a pact together. That's kind of the genesis of the Ebonheart Pact, and you can actually, there's one of the tavern songs done by Maluka, did a recording of them. I don't know if she wrote them, or if she just played them. I think she's... I don't know. But anyways, one of the songs is called Three Hearts as One or something like that, or the Three Hearts or something. And the lyrics cover the genesis of the Ebonheart Pact. And here's Sings with Reed. Did you find Sings with Reed?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I already talked to her.
The Coral Heart could unleash a Brother of Strife, so that is why the Daggerfall Covenant is going there. Alexandria, the mage.
Ill winds are blowing, friend.
So taking the heart would kill it, and obviously Argonians are very much nature-y people. They don't want the Coral Heart to die. What do? The Coral summon the Dreg, so that's what the Dreg are there for. And you'll notice that the Dreg were fighting people, other enemies that we would kill. That's the Daggerfall Covenant.
I saw that.
But the
Dreg
Dreg are also hostile to anybody because they're just on defense mode, and so that's why we had to kill. Yeah, and that's why we had to kill them because they're hostile to us too. But that's also why other enemies were fighting the Dreg. That's the Daggerfall Covenant trying to fight the Dreg that's protecting the Coral Heart. Time is precious. What do you need done?
These are my eggs, the fruit of my tree.
That's disgusting.
My roots
Argonian
must join
eggs.
with the coral for us to be truly of one
They make a great omelet.
Place my eggs at the 3 large clusters of coral around the antlers.
No.
Then meet me in the heart.
I didn't hear what you said. I'll hear it tomorrow and laugh hysterically. Place my eggs at the 3 large clusters of coral around the antlers, and then meet me at the... I'll see it done. So I'm assuming the antlers is this big ring of stone around us?
Or it's the shit behind me on the wall that I've hung up. Huh?
Oh, that's it. I see what you did there. Oh.
I think you can see it on the webcam, which is why I pointed it out, because I have some skulls on the wall and a couple of pairs of antlers.
Yeah, see, there's a Covenant marksman, so that's
explaining to anyone listening to the actual podcast.
So, the genesis of the Ebonheart Pact, for those who don't know the lore behind it, is the Akaviri, which, funny story, the Akaviri invaded the lands of the Ebonheart Pact, what is now the Ebonheart Pact lands of Rift, the Skyrim, and Stonefalls, Deshawn, and what is the name of the Shadowfen? So those are the 5 lands of the Ebonheart Pact. The Akaviri invaded.
Coming to the conclusion that this is not a ha-ha funny story.
No, this part isn't, but it leads into something in real life that was funny.
Oh, okay.
So the Akaviri come and invade and are slaughtering villages and plundering and raping and murdering and all of that. And the funny story is that's what the source of the Ebonheart Pact was they joined forces to overcome the tyranny of the Akaviri invasion. Well, the symbiote, which is who sells the little Nord figurine where you can get the wolfhound pet thing from buying it, actually sold a Nightblade, which my main is a Nightblade, and I love the Nightblade. And, you know, whenever you create your first character, your main character, you always kind of, oh, I just attacked the Dreg, I think, okay, good, I stopped myself. They're not hostile right now, so, because we did some good, so now they're not hostile towards us, so we don't need to attack them. He was selling a little Nightblade figurine, and it looked awesome, and it was a little Nightblade, and he had his little daggers or whatever. And then I read the description. I was this close to buying it. I was almost adding to my cart and checking out. And then I read the description, and it said that it was decked out in Akaviri armor, and I couldn't buy it. I'm in the Ebonheart Pact. I can't buy I know it's in real life or whatever. I can't have a figurine in Akaviri armor. Blood for the Pact. That's where it comes from. I believe that's where Blood from the Pact comes from, is from the Akaviri invasion.
I like how you say Blood for the Pact an awful lot in a kind of serious way.
Well,
and
you know what? There's a lot of Ebonheart players that say Blood for the Pact, and they're not wrong for doing so.
No, I never said anyone was wrong. I think it's adorable in an extremely nerdy way, and I think everybody who says it would admit that. I don't think anyone's ashamed. If they're openly saying Blood for the Pact, then they're probably not worried about it, and I find that charming. And I don't have a problem with it, because I'm sitting here with a dork voice that's nasal and a lisp, so I'm not concerned about anyone else being a dork.
Which is why you fit
not
right in
judging
here.
anyone. Yeah, except I suck at video games, so I
You do not suck at video games. Look, we're doing just fine here.
I mean, I made a Star Trek and an MST3K reference, so I've, you know, met my dorky quota, but I still suck at video games.
Okay, I think this is the last part of the quest. We're going down into the Coral Heart Chamber, and we're going to try and stop Alexandria from trying to take the heart, the Coral Heart, which would then kill all of the wildlife around here, the Dreg and everything. I don't know exactly, but...
That's good, because it's currently 7:10 Pacific Time.
Oh, perfect timing.
10:10 Eastern, 9:10 Central. That gets confusing.
What is it, 9 or 10?
I know, right? 10 after.
Friend, can you hear me?
And this might actually level us, which would be a perfect endpoint to this show tonight.
I have no idea why I thought that would be a good time to apply lip balm. It wasn't. In case anyone was wondering the outcome, it was a very poor choice.
Okay, let's see. We got Sings with Reed is in here.
Stands now inside the coral.
Oh, she's in the... Alexandra is in the core. I thought it was Alexandria.
Slow death.
Good enough.
We are joined, and I feel its pain as I feel my own.
She feels the pain. Those damn Argonians, they're linked with nature.
Gorgonians?
Oh, Gorgonians! Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's gonna go viral. Gorgonians.
Gorgonians.
I would like to see everybody. I want to see somebody get an event together. Maybe we can have the ESORP crowd do this. Get a bunch of Argonians together on the Guar mounts in the public test server and get a screenshot of it. That would be awesome. Call it Gorgonians.
I just want to make sure everybody knows that I'm the genius behind that.
Yes, you are definitely the genius with that one. Okay, oof, that's bright.
Yeah,
okay,
that is
Sings with Reed. Oh, we have to kill Alexandra Connell. This is the mage. Okay, let's do it. Here she is.
Alright.
Let's kill her. Now watch out, she's gonna do some elemental crap, and you gotta watch out for it.
That's fun.
She goes into three different elemental phases. One's fire, one's ice, one's lightning.
I remember.
So we're gonna get her health down, and then she's gonna like respawn somewhere, and then... Ah, look at that, Sparky. Yeah, here we go. That is what Thais from Tales of Tamriel calls her ultimate, this guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I was just gonna ask if we can name my ultimate Sparky, but no, we can't because someone else has taken that awesomeness.
Hey, there's no need to argue over names. You can have both.
Oh, I'm not gonna argue. I just, you know, I want to grant the credit where it's due.
Oh yeah.
And maybe I'll call it Fido. I don't know yet.
Fido.
Okay, maybe I'll name it Ernie because he's the ultimate pain in the ass.
Looks like this is the lightning, maybe. Yeah, that's the lightning. Okay, and this should be the last phase. Ooh, I knocked her back. That was awesome.
Nice.
I love that skill. It's my number 4 in my bar, and I usually run out of mana by number 3, so I don't usually use it a whole lot.
Yeah, my skills are pretty
I almost died there.
My skills are pretty well tuned, rather than just being in order. It's kind of nice to customize it. I mean, my number 1 has like a 3-second delay on it.
Okay, we can take the Coral Heart now without it dying.
I just want to put it out there that that wasn't really relevant to anything. I said it because there was a pause and I don't want to delay on the podcast. It freaks me out.
Sings with Reed looks like she just sacrificed herself to... Because you remember she was saying if you take the coral heart, the coral will die.
Yes.
But I think she sacrificed herself to be the replacement, much in the realm of the very first quest that you do in Cold Harbor in the intro.
Martyrs, am
where
I right?
you sacrifice Lyris to trade places with the Prophet in his little prison. So let's go ahead and turn in this coral heart. That should give us a level.
Did you say in his little prison? His little prison? Cute little prison?
I think I did, and I didn't.
Cute little hellish prison?
I didn't even realize
his soul got stole in his cute little prison. Sorry. I'm done now.
Okay, so let's get out of here.
Enough is enough. Getting out of here.
Right.
Climbing the ladder.
So yeah, I think tomorrow we'll just do a quick little stream, and we'll make it into a little podcast where we'll go through item by item and describe it, and then kind of say our thoughts on it, whether we think it's cool or dumb. There's a few of the outfits that I feel are real basic, and I don't really feel add anything if you wear it. You just kind of wear it. But there's some that look really neat, and so we can cover that tomorrow. A little mini bonus episode. Oh. And I didn't say what I was saying about the next week. What we'll do is, to help us catch up on levels, we'll go to the town of, what was it called again? The town of Seni, S-E-N-I-E, Seni, where there's a plague going on, and an Argonian has the cure, but the Nords are very racist against the Argonians, as mentioned from the Ebonheart Pact Genesis. That they, all three of the factions, or of all three of the races, hate each other.
The Nords
yet
don't
they
think
join...
that Argonians are black metal enough, sorry.
Gorgonians.
Gorgoni.
And so the three races really hate each other, and throughout the storyline, we're going to see some of the indications of that, of Argonians being used as slaves or formerly being slaves.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Even despite the pact being in existence, which is supposed to make that illegal to have them as slaves, but some of them still do. And you'll find in the storyline in Seni that an Argonian has the cure, but nobody gives a crap because they don't want a cure from the Argonians. So we kind of have to go play middleman and intervene so that we can distribute the cure without them knowing it's coming from an Argonian.
So it's kind of like the South.
What news? Could you keep that
sorry.
coral heart out of the Covenant?
I'm just kidding if you're from the South. I'm sorry, Sunny Black, I think you're Southern.
She's very Southern.
I still want to eat at her family restaurant.
The heart is ours. Ooh, and there's a
I
staff.
leveled.
We are once again in
There you go.
Up something. I'm level 8 now.
Ooh, the new Thane of Whiterun. I would like that, but I don't think that ever actually happens. Thanks, Holgan. I think we see Holgan several times throughout the storylines in this game.
Yeah.
So we'll complete that quest, and it leveled me as well.
And I just morphed my familiar because I have 2 skill points.
Let's go ahead and see what's next, because last time we left off, I forgot to accept the next quest, and I had to go run around and find it before we started the show. So what's next, Holgan? We've done well. Very nice, very nice.
You're welcome.
We could use more like you at Fort Virac.
Fort Virac.
The Daggerfall Covenant has seized it.
The Daggerfall Covenant has seized Fort Virac.
It's a vital link between Stonefalls and the Rift.
It's between Stonefalls and the Rift.
Held by the enemy. We're cut off from supplies.
I'll see you there, Holgan, and I will level. And with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up. And you can, if you want to find us, you can find us on Twitter at Doos and Tamriel. We are obviously on Twitch, twitch.tv/Doos and Tamriel. You can email us at doosandtamriel@gmail.com. And we are also on iTunes and Podomatic and on Beyond Pod. You just search Doos and Tamriel and you'll find us there. You can download the show and listen to the audio. You can find us on YouTube. Just search Doos and Tamriel. I don't know why, but for whatever reason I can't figure out how to make the channel just youtube.com/Doos and Tamriel.
I'll mess with it.
So you can actually go to tinyurl.com/Doos and Tamriel. I set that up, and that'll take you to the YouTube channel. But if you search Doos and Tamriel, it'll pull right up. It doesn't. It's not like on page 7 or something. It's right on the front.
It's called Doos and Tamriel.
Yes. And if you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at Scarydrew86.
I'm _burials.
And I think that about does it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for those who joined in the Twitch stream, and we hope to see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.
Oh, turn off the stream.